Coming up on this week's show. So we're approaching the first rapid, and it's meant to be the steepest and the most exciting. Whoa!
And that's it.
I do kind of feel ninja-like here. Hello and welcome to the travel show, coming to you this week from Tokyo, a city that's been my home for a little over 7 years, and where the big talking point is whether this summer's Olympic Games will definitely go ahead. And if they do, what form will they take?
It was back at the end of March last year that the IOC and the Japanese authorities decided to postpone the Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games, which were due to kick off with a spectacular opening ceremony in the capital's new national stadium on the 23rd of July 2020. Since then, Japan and the rest of the world have been through a series of lockdowns, and most countries still have international travel restrictions in place. And although the postponed games are due to go ahead at the end of July, a rise in infection rates in Japan, coupled with the recent extension of the state of emergency here in Tokyo, mean that everyone is closely watching the news, waiting for a definitive answer.
So in the meantime, why not join me as we take a look back at some of our favourite travel show stories from here over recent years. Well, last year there was a big campaign here in Japan for people to holiday at home, with lots of discounts and incentives on offer. And not wanting to miss out, I headed around 500 kilometers southwest of Tokyo on the main island of Honshu to the countryside surrounding Wakayama, known as the land of the trees, to try out a rafting adventure with a difference. For centuries, the wood here was so sought after that it was used in buildings all around the country, but transporting it was no easy task. They came up with a novel solution, and today travellers can experience the old journey downstream. It really does look quite strange by today's standards. I don't know what I was expecting, but it really is just a bunch of logs strung together. It must float okay. It's been around long enough.
これは、日本で、唯一ここだけなんですけども、このね、和歌山県の飛び地のこの北山村にだけしか、存在しない、観光いかだ下りになります。これは、昔、材木を流してた。これはもう、歴史が600年ぐらい続くんですけども、この、いかだ流しのね、この伝統をやっぱり何かにやっぱり残していきたいなって考えた時に
So what's it like to drive and steer such a long raft like this?
まずねこのいかだしになると、初めの3年間っていうのは、練習期間がありまして、その練習期間を3年間終えた後、4年目から、一人前として、観光いかだ下りに乗ることができます。実際には、観光いかだ下りに乗ってから、10年ぐらいしないと一人前にならないと言われています。
In the past, once the trees had been felled and strung together, the rafters would ride them down the river to their destination. Today, with travellers on board, the rafts are safer. There are life jackets, handrails and a bench, plus additional measures now for coronavirus, like masks and reduced capacity. But it's still very open to the elements.
So we're approaching the first rapid, and it's meant to be the steepest and the most exciting. Hang on. Woo! Whoa! This is great! I'm totally soaked from my waist down. Whoa! Hang on! slower part of the ride, so to speak. But it's just fascinating to think this is what they would have been doing 600 years ago to transport all the logs down to the city to make the temples and the shrines. So we're approaching a rapid now, and we stand up so we don't get too wet. Here we go! Woo! On the side! So that was our last rapid. It was so interesting to watch these 4 guys navigate this 7-ton log raft down the river, just like they would have 600 years ago. It's amazing. Definitely a unique way to travel if you don't mind getting your feet wet. Well, each big Japanese city has its own particular and distinctive feel. And if you're looking for a laugh, then you'd better head to Osaka, which over the generations has earned itself the reputation of being the comedy capital of Japan. And back in 2015, Rajan headed there to get in on the joke.
Osaka is Japan's mecca of comedy.
These guys are really famous here.
This theatre claims to be the busiest and most popular comedy venue in all of Japan. The demand is phenomenal. It's open 365 days a year to full houses of up to 4 shows a day. That's around 1 million people a year. Fans travel from all over the country to see the stars live on stage. The show includes many types of comedy, but one of the most common and popular is manzai. A double act with a straight man and a funny guy trading jokes. And it's this style that emerged in Osaka. I wanted to find out more about the roots of comedy in this city.
Hello.
Hi, Roger-san.
Kaishi-san, yeah? Nice to meet you.
Katsura Kaishi practices the traditional form of comic storytelling, rakugo, and he says Osaka's love of entertainment and culture evolved from its trading history.
Osaka はもともと商売人の町でお金のやり取りがあったので、角が立たないように笑いで円滑にコミュニケーションをしたんでしょうね。日本人のイメージありますよね。真面目な顔をして、そして英語が苦手で髪の毛下に分けて、落語はそれを全部覆すので、だから明日聞いてほしい。
I'll come to your show tomorrow. We'll see. We'll find out.
Rakugo comedy was invented by Buddhist monks to make their teachings more entertaining.
There was a car accident, and the family, father, mother, their children were all hospitalized. But their pet, a monkey, was the only one left with police. The police said, "Oh, I wish this monkey could talk."
It's a storytelling tradition that obviously resembles stand-up comedy, but this is some 200 years older.
What was the father doing? He was drinking. Maybe he was drinking and driving. Well, what were you doing, monkey?
After the show, I wanted to get some tips from the expert.
Oh, okay, very good. Hold a pen, please. Monkey, what was the father doing? Okay. Hang on a minute. What were you doing, monkey?
And that's it.
You should move to Japan, and you should be a professional rakugo performer.
Really?
Oh.
Packing a punchline Japanese style in Osaka back in 2015. Well, stay with us because still to come on the travel show. This wall's as tall as me.
I get put through my paces as I visit a ninja training camp in Nagoya.
Just dance move upon dance move upon dance move. It's so complicated.
And Rajan sets out to wow the crowds at a traditional festival in Hokkaido.
So don't go away. Well, when you think of Japan, things like cherry blossoms, tea ceremonies, temples, and karaoke will spring to mind. But if you're a film or comic book fan, then ninjas will also be high on your list. Well, back in 2016, I traveled to Nagoya to meet some martial arts fans training to become modern-day ninjas. And I even gave it a go myself. Needless to say, I did not get hired.
The ninja, a mysterious undercover agent in feudal Japan, skilled in espionage and assassination, living in the shadows. And now you can apply to be one. Far from hiding in the dark, the next generation of ninjas answered a job ad. Full-time, Central Japan, salary around $1,600 a month. Hundreds of people applied and auditioned for the jobs, including many from overseas. This is the Nagoya Castle, and these are some of the chosen few, the new ninjas.
Every kid dreams about becoming a ninja at some point in their life. For me, I just held on to that dream a little longer than most people.
And I know you've just started, but what's it like to be the only foreign ninja?
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. I thought that I could come to Japan, find a ninja clan, become a ninja, and it'd be it. But it's a constant progression of learning, of studying, and struggling with Japanese. But I love it. I've never been happier. So.
It's not just physical. There's also history to be learned. It will be an intensive month ahead of this modern-day ninja team's debut.
It's only a training session, but there's already a lot of media interest, and for me it feels like there's a reality TV or talent show element to this project.
But not everyone is buying into the hype. Some purists are worried that this sort of campaign is sending a distorted image of the Japanese icon to the rest of the world. 2 hours from Nagoya, I've been told this is the heart of ninja country.
So hundreds of years ago, real-life ninjas trained in the very mountains here in Akamedaki. So I've come to this ninja training camp to try and get an authentic ninja experience.
Ninja no Mori, or Ninja Forest, has been set up to cater to tourists in a natural setting.
I might look the part, but can I cut it as a real-life ninja?
To my relief, we started the day with some prayers and meditation. Then it was time to leave the safe surrounds of the temple and head to the training course. First, it was on to the wire.
What would this be used for? So if there was a castle and a moat, you'd throw the rope. Oh, so the rope would help you get over the water.
Yes, yes.
I do kind of feel ninja-like here. It's quite difficult to balance. Okay, I don't think ninjas are meant to giggle. Okay. Oh
And then the skill of scaling walls undetected.
You don't expect me to do that, do you?
いえ、やってください。やります。大丈夫。
頑張って。
はい、頑張ってやりましょう。
This wall's as tall as me.
I wouldn't say it was easy, and I definitely didn't say it was pretty, but I managed it. So they upped the ante. Time to let go of any dreams I have of becoming a true ninja.
I still defy anyone my size without superhuman powers to get over that wall. Well, to finish off this week's look back at some of our favourite Japanese adventures, we head to the far north of the country, to the island of Hokkaido, where in 2018 Rajan headed there to take part in an annual local festival based on the island's seafaring history. And he even managed to pick up a few dance moves along the way.
Yosako Soran is one of the region's biggest international dancing competitions. Teams dance to music which is all inspired by the Hokkaido folk song, Soran.
Traditionally, this folk song was about Hokkaido fishermen. It's come an awful long way since then.
I'd arranged to meet someone who'd taken part in this festival many, many times since she was a child. But finding one dancer amongst 30,000 others was proving a little trickier than I expected.
Hi. Konnichiwa.
So you are a veteran of this, of Soran, of this dance festival. Excellent. You're going to teach me about all of this.
Okay.
Fantastic. So tell me, what makes this festival unique in Japan?
And this Yosako Soran Festival in Hokkaido and have two rules. Yes,
two rules.
Yes. Just one. Every team, every dancer have this naruko. Second rule is do you know Yaren Soran Soran, just Soran music?
Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is, even though all the music might sound a bit different, and there's kind of dancing, and inside each one you have to have the same melody.
Yes.
Okay. How does the melody go?
Yaren Soran Soran.
And while it's something that clearly takes a lot of practice, I'm told that in my case, 1 hour should do it.
Yes, very happy. Okay.
A very public training session for newbies like me will be followed by a chance to take part in the main festival parade around the streets of the city.
Tell me about the first time that you entered the festival. Tell me about how it felt for you and what you did.
私も慣れたんだと思って涙が出るぐらい嬉しかったのを覚えてます。あとやっぱりメインステージは大通り西8丁目のステージがよさこいのメインのステージになるんですけど、あそこに
Attitude is what you need for this. Attitude.
Yes, okay, from top.
Yeah, oh, from the top. It's just dance move upon dance move upon dance move. It's so complicated.
Many of these moves are based on the tasks the old fishermen performed, like dragging nets, pulling ropes, and lifting luggage over their shoulders. Can't you tell?
Okay.
No. That's only the practice. We haven't even started the real thing yet. So I've just had a rigorous workout and lesson. I supposedly know my moves. And now, to cap it all off, we're going to do the whole dance around the square in front of the crowd. Help. Thanks to your wonderful teaching, I feel quite confident now that... oh, we're sprinting.
Okay, let's
we can do it. Yeah. nerves have all gone. Who cares how good you are? This is about community, festival. I'm getting it now.
Yeah. Are you tired?
I'm not.
No, yes, because excited.
Not a bad effort there from Rajan back in 2018. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Coming up next week.
Mike heads to the Masai Mara in Kenya to find out how the coronavirus pandemic forced many lodges to lower their prices, meaning that more Kenyans got the chance to go on safari for the very first time.
We are more excited, and now we can afford the rates. That's why we are here.
Well, join us for that if you can. But in the meantime, let me leave you with some pictures of the climax of that festival in Hokkaido back in 2018. Sadly, it was cancelled in 2020, but fingers crossed the festival can go ahead again later this year. But in the meantime, from all of us here on the Travel Show team in Japan, it's goodbye and see you next time.